Well, hello, everybody. Your Lancaster Symphony Orchestra has an amazing opening to an amazing season coming up on the 13th of September, Friday, and the 14th of September, Saturday. Music of George Gershwin, some of it at least in a way that you've really never heard before. So it opens with a beautiful work called The Lullaby for Strings, originally for quartet, later arranged for string orchestra. And then we hear his An American in Paris, which is a kind of a musical travelogue describing his own experience. It's almost like a kind of fish out of water in Paris, replete with sounds of the Moulin Rouge and of course the Champs-Élysées with the taxi horns and the traffic and so on that was just keeping him on his toes the entire time. Of course, that wonderful tone poem gave rise later to the famous Gene Kelly film, and it's one of the best known works that any American composer has ever written. And then we're going to play for you on the second half the Concerto in F, but this is the one you haven't heard anything like this, I don't think, before. This is a piece that he wrote as a kind of follow-up to Rhapsody in Blue, and the concerto is, unlike the Rhapsody, very academic in a way. It's much more formal than the Rhapsody. It's in three separate movements, for example, just like a traditional concerto might be. And it's a wonderful piece. It really is. I love it. But there, in some people's minds, might be something in a way missing. Gershwin was such a creature of theater and Tin Pan Alley, and of course a jazzer, that when he was writing this piece, you might think that he was perhaps a little bit in a box, maybe, and that there was a little more jazz in there that didn't quite somehow make it all the way through. Well, it will make it through in the version we're going to play for you. So the Marcus Roberts Trio is going to be joining us, and Marcus Roberts, if you don't know, well, Wynton Marsalis called him the greatest American musician that you might never have heard of. I hope you have heard of him because he's absolutely fantastic. But this piece, the way they do it, is so interesting. So the orchestra plays essentially what Gershwin wrote, but the trio, instead of being just a piano soloist, we have piano, bass, drums, and they play something similar to what Gershwin wrote, but they kind of take it in their own direction, let's say. And they open up certain passages to improvisation so that each experience is unique. We're doing three performances of this. You could come to all three and never hear the same thing twice. And that goes, by the way, for rehearsals as well. Whenever I've done this with Marcus, every single time through the piece in a rehearsal is also different. And for a classical musician, that's just such an incredible freshness, to that experience. This is not what we're mostly used to doing. We have the notes on the page and we reproduce them as faithfully as possible. Well, when you're dealing with jazz musicians, they can kind of just take things in whatever direction might kind of suit them in the moment. It's just really exciting for the conductor and also for everybody on stage and in the audience as well. This is a piece that I first heard in Jacksonville, Florida. A friend of mine in the Jacksonville Symphony is a good friend of Marcus's, and he came over one day and brought this is back in the day of DVDs, right? He brought a DVD of this this piece performed by the Marcus Roberts Trio and the Berlin Philharmonic with Seiji Ozawa conducting, and I mean, it just kind of blew me away, really, really did. And as soon as I heard it, I knew I had to do this with him. And so this was, gosh, maybe 15 years ago, something like that. And since that time, I've done it with him quite a number of times in a lot of different places. And so very pleased to be bringing this to Lancaster. Now, some of you know I'm facing a health challenge right now. I'm receiving treatment here at home in Louisiana. And so I'm not going to be able to be there at the concerts, which is a great disappointment to me. But we have a wonderful conductor who's going to be joining us, Brian Damaris. And of course, we have the Marcus Roberts Trio, who will bring such an incredible vitality to this performance that you really, really won't want to miss it, just like you won't want to miss anything else coming up in our incredible season that we have in store for you. So I look forward to being back with you as soon as possible. But in the meantime, please come to this concert. Do yourself a favor, bring lots and lots of friends. It will be an experience that you will remember for a long time. I really, really hope that you enjoy it. Gershwin Unleashed.